Worry about that later.
Hey everybody! Take
Are we actually
2.
here?
We are hoping that this works better. This is our coming back to Paws and Claws, the Lost Tales of Pugmire. Yay, we're there. Okay, cool. So the issue was that my cat Tony, if you follow me on Twitter, you know he's a big fat white cat, knocked over my modem and router and fell asleep on it and had slightly unplugged it. So
Wait, I thought you meant he made it over like heat or something. He just knocked it okay.
It was also quite hot, but it was like there was a lot going on.
Yeah.
His fat was like over it.
It was seeping into the machine.
So now we're back for other cat problems. So Vincent, give us that recap of last week's episode.
So previously, like I said before, we had Grimly and JP had a moment about stealing and morals and things and choices were made.
Whether stealing was a job, an art, or not.
Exactly.
Uh-huh.
And we don't know if it is or not, but it doesn't matter. It does matter, I guess. Vincent and Eartha met up with them, and they all went to the tavern, the Waterport Tavern?
Water Dog.
Water Dog. Yeah, thank you. I say Waterport. I was looking at something else. Water Dog Tavern. And we know that was run by like Granny Scruffwing.
So you're at Granny Scruffwings, actually,
Yes,
in Water Dog Port.
Oh, yes.
We're killing it.
We met a hostess whose name escapes me, and we went over to get some food and drink. Specifically, Eartha went over to the stage and decided to give us a sweet lullaby, which was gorgeous. And so gorgeous that, she calmed some emotions, wink. And then went over and got some drinks, got 3 different drinks for the 3 different dogs. 3 different dogs. The dogs and the
I was about to say, excuse me.
Meanwhile, Vincent, Grimly, and JP were at the table dealing with whatever a stout is. A stoat, sorry. People weren't sure what that was. And that person came over to get our orders, and Vincent probably wasn't the nicest, but that's Vincent. They ordered food. Grimly got... What did Grimly get? Ooh, it was good. I know, I got some tilapia. Grimly got tuna? No,
he got the fried fish. This
is great.
This is a very specific recap.
I was gonna say this is like on point.
Look, it was a lot, but they got food, and then Eartha came over with the drinks, and drinks were had-ish. Some talks about family were had. Vincent noped off, went up to his room. As he went to his room and kind of started to meditate, Vincent didn't notice it because he struggled, but Major, his teddy bear, noticed a very cold presence, like something old, back from the old days, the age of man, was in the tavern, specifically on that floor. You're right. And Vincent realized what it could be and ran downstairs, was like, yo, we got to deal with something upstairs, better like. And they was like, why? And he was like, it's the boogeyman. And apparently, Eartha knew what the boogeyman was because she read stuff. So the 3 charismatic folks went over to the hostess, was like, yo, don't let nobody go upstairs for reasons we're not going to tell you. And now they're about to fight. Basically. Previously on Pugmire.
So you get a fortune point. It goes in the fortune bowl. So there are now 4 fortunes in the treat bowl.
And remind me and viewers, and mostly me, what that means.
So it's basically like inspiration, but you can take a fortune. Since you are a dog, you have to ask the rest of the team. If you are a cat, you can just take it. But you must ask permission to take a fortune from the treat bowl to re-roll a die.
Gotcha.
Any die.
I understand.
Is it any die, even like a damage die? I thought it was just cool.
Good
We're learning things every day here.
Yep.
Learning things, everything, yeah.
I mean, I
Close
think it's
enough.
supposed to be limited to like your D20 dice, but like, whatever.
House rules.
This is
Sure,
our
let's do
Pugmire.
it.
Dog house rules.
You'll never use the fortune anyway. So yeah, if you roll
It's
a
true.
D10 or a D12 for damage and you get a 1 on it, and it's near the end and you're like, I want a fortune for that, go ahead. I'm not gonna be mad at you. So Baguette, you have been at the Hall of Stars. Making
It's amazing.
friends, studying.
There's knowledge here and people to talk to about that knowledge, and it's great. And it's really easy to lose track of how much time one is spending doing that.
Yeah. So
Oops.
around when would you notice that you have gone over your time?
Probably when the light starts shifting, like, oh, the shadows are getting deeper because the sun's.
Yeah, it has like a beautiful
I've been here a
planetarium type
while.
ceiling in there. So yeah, I would guess at that point.
Like, oops, I really need to get back to my friends. Put the books away. Sadly, but go hurry. Little corgi butt.
And you know how to get to Granny Scruffwing, Salty Bird. So
Yeah.
since you were not here last time, I will describe it briefly.
Thank you.
It's sort of off the docks. It looks like a shack. On top is a large raven, but it appears to be animated as if through some magic. It is a bedraggled raven that just flaps its wings.
Okay.
And emanating from it, you hear kind of ghastly music.
All
And
right.
there are like hot pink and green lights flashing coming from this place.
This is a strange place. Okay. I'm guessing it's supposed to do that, so I'm going to head in.
All right, you go inside, and this place is fairly massive. It looks like a big hall, but you see there are rooms. There is a band comprised of lizards and birds. And they seem to be trying to caterwaul, but it's not going so great. The hostess is wearing a pink flowery apron. She is a Chesapeake Bay Retriever. And she sees you. She just goes, well, hi there. Are you meeting anyone?
Actually, yes. I'm terribly late. And I just start describing what my friends look like, because I don't know if they actually gave names, or if they gave names, which names they may have given.
Oh, you're part of the party staying the night.
Yes.
Well, your friends done went upstairs, sweetie, but they said not to let anybody go up there.
Oh, I think they'd make an exception. They're expecting me. And besides, if there's any sort of trouble, I think they'd welcome me. Not that they would get into trouble, but if they've had a good time, I want to check on them.
Well, that kitty
Wink.
what sings all night, she was awfully specific about not letting anybody upstairs.
Oh, then maybe I really should. And I just kind of show the holy symbol. You have my word. I'll be good.
Oh my goodness. And she like ducks her head. She goes, it's been so long since we've had a shepherd in here. You know what? When you come back, honey, we'll have drinks on the house for you.
That's not necessary, but it's very sweet. Thank you. I really just need to check on my friends and make sure they're doing all right.
She goes, well, they're either in the Puppy Pleasure Palace or the Buccaneer Bay or, oh, well, let me look at what their rooms were. Well, you know what? You'll see them up there.
Thank you. And Baguette's just thinking the Puppy Pleasure Palace, like that kind of echoes in her brain a little bit. Thank you. Okay. Now, why don't they want anybody? She's thinking as she goes looking.
As you get to the stairs, You can still hear the music kind of cacophonous behind you, but it is icy cold.
Okay. That's not good. I think Beckett would be a little bit on edge for that. Nothing looks amiss, just feels cold.
Just feels cold right now.
She's gonna just out of reflex, she's gonna try to smell the unseen.
Okay.
So I have actually not done that in such a long time. Let's see. Oh, that's a really good wisdom check. That's just a straight wisdom check for that.
Yeah.
That's a 22.
Ooh. You don't smell the unseen, but you
Okay.
do smell something ancient, something that isn't alive.
Okay. Moving cautiously and intently in case there's something that needs my attention that I come upon.
Mr. Tibbles.
This is what could go wrong here.
Yes.
You are in your room. Did you request a special room?
No.
Okay. Then you are in a pretty bare bones room. It smells a little bit like mildew, and it has a dog bed in it, and it is like pink and green, and there's also a scratching post and a rubber mousey and a little like plastic grass area in the corner, and a fogged up window that overlooks the bandstand. As you are sitting in there, it starts to get very cold in your room. And you hear a howling cacophony of canines and cats in terror.
I immediately run out of my room towards the source.
You run into Vincent, Grimley, Jean-Pierre, and Eartha Kitty.
You should return to your room, monsieur.
I
So-
think this is a bit of a bad time to be out and about, I think.
Oh. Hello. How can I help you?
Mr. Tibbles, what do you look like?
You see this little munchkin cat in full heavy armor with
I
a
love this.
warhammer attached to the back.
This is the best thing ever.
I think you can help us the most by stepping a few steps back into your room and closing and locking the door.
Are you looking down on me?
Yes?
Yes,
Literally.
and no. Oui. Because you are close to the ground, and I believe you do not know the situation that is going on. So you should go back into your room, monsieur. It is for your utmost safety.
Wait, JP. He might come in handy. Looks like we might need more than we think.
We actually, monsieur, please step out of your room and go forward in front of us. There seems to be a bad dog around here, and we require your assistance in apprehending them.
At this point, Baguette, you have reached the top of the stairs and see this discussion taking place.
Just gonna lean over towards JP and be like, should we tell him about the boogeyman?
No.
You are getting my help whether you liked it or not.
Oh, wonderful! Then let us move forward, monsieur. Why don't you lead the way down the hallway?
Would I have been? Oh, go ahead.
I say Eartha has been bringing up the rear, just slowly kind of, brushing her cloak off and so on, and mentally going over things. So she probably does not see Mr. Tibbles initially blocked from her sight because he's so tiny. And so she'd be there to see Baguette coming up the stairs. Still have not seen Mr. Tibbles as of yet. And she's like, Baguette, darling, you came
Bertha.
just in time.
What's going on? It's abnormally cold.
Apparently there's some sort of boogeyman that's going to steal people and things, you know. It's a whole to-do, and apparently we're being heroic tonight. So,
Okay.
yes, we could probably use your shepherdy goodness. Boys, what seems to be the hold up? And she's going to look, push forward, see Mr. Tibbles.
Oh, nothing. We found a new compatriot for us. We did not learn his name, but he's going to lead the way down the hallway. It was Vincent's idea. I quite like it.
The second that Grimly sees Baguette, he's just gonna push back. He's like, Baguette, there's demons. Just hide behind her.
I'm going to touch my. Let me look at wording one more time. I'm going to touch my my eyeball once more. And yes, not. Thank God, it's not concentration. Good. I will cast aid once more on myself, Tibbles, and Baguette.
Oh, thank you.
You get it. I'll roll this right now. You have advantage on Constitution checks, and you get 4 points of temporary stamina points.
Very appreciated.
Heck yeah.
I hope the other 3 remembered what I gave you last time, because I don't.
Awesome. Okay.
Is it Mr. Tibbles is a munchkin cat? There's a moment where she's like,
So he's like 3.5 feet tall.
oh my word, aren't you the handsomest little warrior that I've seen in such time? I feel like I'm in good paws right now. Have you come to aid us?
Yes.
Wonderful. What's your name?
I am the fearsome Mr. Tibbles.
Monsieur Tibbles.
And who gave you this name? Was it your parents or did you give yourself this name, huh?
I added the fearsome part, but my name is Mr. Tibbles.
Mine is a proud warrior tradition.
Baguette's just so charmed. Just absolutely so charmed. Mr. Tibbles, I am Baguette. Thank you so much for coming to our assistance. And she just does a respectful bow.
Oh, it is very nice to meet you.
Well, this is all cute and dandy, cats and dogs.
Who are you calling cute?
I'm calling you cute. Tibbles.
Everybody give me a notice check, please.
Yeah,
I got you.
I'm like,
But what about the demons?
let's see. I have advantage.
Oh, that's nothing.
Oh, I forget what is notice.
Wisdom. 17.
I have, what's that number?
14.
Nope, hold on. 17. I was like, I can't math.
Okay.
8.
Nice.
I'm very short.
Why did we let you back in here?
That's a good question.
Grimly, what did you get?
I got a 2.
Okay.
I have modifiers, but they don't matter.
Well,
The tallest and the shortest saw nothing.
well, Grimly is hiding behind Baguette. So.
Jean-Pierre got a 15.
Okay. So everyone but Grimly and Mr. Tibbles hears the screams get louder.
All right.
And you start to see a massive spectral figure come into your view. The screams get deafening. And I would like you all to give me a wisdom save, please.
Oh, good. Just as a free action, Grimly cries.
Is this dealing with fear?
Yes.
I am immune.
Ooh,
Oh,
I have a 16.
Okay.
Natural 20.
Hey.
Nice.
I got a 12.
18.
Oh,
Okay. So, Vincent, Mr. Tibbles, and Jean-Pierre. Sorry, Grimly, what did you get?
12.
Okay. And Baguette got a 16?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Mr. Tibbles, Vincent, and Jean-Pierre, you are confident in the face of these screams. The rest of you are terrified.
oh no.
No.
I know, Grimly, it's new for you.
This is a whole new world for me.
There's a part of me that's like, should I ask for a fortune and re-roll that? Because I specialize in wisdom and I just rolled low.
If your dogs and kitties say you can, you can.
Yeah, go for it.
No.
All right.
No,
Is it,
never
is
mind.
it a yes, no? What is the consensus here?
Go for
Jean-Pierre votes no.
Jean-Pierre, why?
Because Jean-Pierre's fucking greedy.
Yeah.
What does everybody else say?
I'm weighing.
For wisdom.
I promise. I'm thinking. I'm weighing.
I know you're like,
She
will it be a
tweeted.
better story or not?
She tweeted me well. I vote yes.
Oh,
You have respected my people.
2 yes, 1 no.
You know what? Because of the situation, and he's like other than the shepherd, he's the only one who understands what's really going on. Yes.
Okay.
I really had to think. It was almost a no. I won't lie to
Take
you.
a fortune, re-roll that.
all right. That's much better. That is a dirty 20.
Yes, you are no
Yeah.
longer afraid.
All right. So
Jean-Pierre votes no. I'm sorry. Asshole.
thank you.
All right. And everyone who succeeded, you are immune to the effects of these screams.
Okay.
All right. See you in about 10 turns, guys.
You hear that same voice you heard last time saying, "Come here, dog. Come here. Come here, little kitty. Come on, get in the pack. It's okay. It's okay. And let's roll me initiative, please."
Oh
Joy.
gosh.
Can we, at this point, can we see this thing, like what it looks like?
Yeah, I said it's a massive spectral
Real figure, yeah. Okay. I wasn't sure if that was.
It looks like Jean-Pierre would, or not Jean-Pierre, Vincent would definitely recognize this as a human man with a big cage on his back
Ooh.
full of dogs and cats and some of them appear to maybe be alive. Maybe.
Oh.
That's a dirty 20 for me.
Net
Even worse than we
20.
could have thought. It's a man.
Man was in the forest.
10.
19.
30, 20.
Oh, those are a lot of 20s.
Natural 7.
Hey.
Never change, Grimly. Never change.
I'm trying.
Okay, Baguette, with your nat 20, you are up first.
Okay, so he's spectral.
He's semi-corporeal.
Right. I already know that this isn't an unseen thing because he doesn't smell like the unseen. So I think, you know what I'm gonna do is I'm going to bless my party.
Okay.
I don't know if any of my attacks will necessarily do anything, but I can do bless as an action, and I'm going to do where is it? I'm trying to find what I'm looking for. Sorry, I'm recovering from being sick and my brain's a little mushy.
We're just so glad you're back.
Thank you. I'm going to cast spiritual weapon as a bonus action.
Nice.
So for let's see, how many people can I do for bless? I can do 3. So I'm gonna do Mr. Tibbles, our fearsome warrior, and I'm definitely gonna do Vincent, and I'm gonna do Eartha. I think because we were at the forefront, right?
Yes, I think we're at the front.
Yeah. So everybody who's at the forefront, you 3.
Grimly is hiding behind you.
Right. So that means on your next attack, ability, or saving throw, you can add a D4. To the roll. So yeah, I'm conjuring up my spiritual weapon, which is my big holy symbol, and I'm going to try to make an attack with it on that bonus action. So
Sweet.
it's a melee spell attack. So let's see if it works. Probably not. That's only a 12.
No.
How big is this thing, by the way? Like,
it's about 9 feet tall.
Oh, good. Cool.
I'm going to keep the spiritual weapon up as we go on, so it's still hovering there, even though it missed him.
All right. So let's see. I have 2 of you with dirty 20s. So, Mr. Tibbles and Vincent, please tell me your dex modifiers, please. Please.
-1.
Okay.
That's amazing.
Clonk, 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 clonk.
So, Vincent, you're up.
Okay.
Very different than Snowball.
I know.
Yeah.
Just imagine like this 2-foot tall cat just being like, I am inevitable.
That's basically, yeah.
My favorite.
Terrifying.
Okay. Okay, great. So, seeing this, I will immediately touch my hold my my eyeball, and he's gonna whistle.
Keep touching that eye.
But look, it's arcane focus basically.
I know.
And he touches it, and it's a tune that's very familiar to is heard as a little girl starts to skip across, and right in front, you see that she puts something down, and then she kind of saunters off and disappears. I'm casting Totem. She just put down a dollhouse. That is my totem. What that means is, for my friends, if I can get back to the spell, come on, where you at? I create an inspiring aura. Choose any number of creatures in range. That's all y'all. For the duration, each target gains an advantage on attack rolls and regains the maximum stamina points for any healing.
Oh, that's a great spell.
And then it's still ethereal, and it's like a really pretty, like, little girl's dollhouse, like vintage dollhouse. And then you just see Major burst through it and just as a bonus action.
I bet you're just puffed.
So Major's gonna try to knock him out.
Do it.
A natural 20.
Yeah.
I feel good. I feel like I'm doing my part.
Sweet. Give me some max damage on that.
Max damage on that is 10 points of psychic damage.
Nice.
Ooh, nice.
Yes, that's a 1d6 plus 4. Let me make sure I'm not
Sweet.
lying to you. I believe that is it. That is it. That is it. That is it. I'm sorry. I'm checking. Yes, determine the attack one. Do 1d4 plus. Okay, yeah, that's 1d. That's just 10. And then I just kind of scoot back because I'm not in melee range. I just kind of like saunter backwards, like go forth. That's my turn.
I like it. All right. Mr. Tibbles.
All right.
You are scared, so you can't move. Oh, wait.
I'm immune to fear.
You are immune to fear. You were one of the ones who passed. Just kidding. Go ahead.
I look this demonic creature. I look up very high, and I just say, "You have no honor taking these amino." And I'm using barbed heckle.
Okay.
All of my allies within 10 feet get +2 to their saving throws.
Nice.
That's a cool trick.
Yep. And then I charge and take a swing with that warhammer.
Do it.
And remember, you're at advantage.
Advantage. All right, that is going to be 21.
Yeah, that hits.
Yeah.
All right. That's gonna be 5, 6, 8. That's gonna be 11 points of damage.
Ooh, nice. That's bludgeoning damage, correct?
Yes.
Cool.
Feel me.
Kitty. All right, JP, you're up, bud.
So I have advantage, correct?
Correct.
Oh. Yeah. So not
On
getting
melee
close.
attacks, I believe.
On melee attacks, he said, not ranged attacks.
I lied. It just says attack rolls.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I just read totem. It's attack rolls.
Okay.
Heck yeah.
Well, there we go. And that's a natural 20.
Damn, roll your max damage, dude.
Which,
All right.
because I have advantage, I also have the bonus to my precise attack, which means I get my precise attack on range attacks as well. So with that, it's 1d8 and 2d10. So max damage with that is 28. Then plus 4 is 32.
Say what?
Because I have my plus 4 dex.
So 32?
Yep.
Okay. 32 plus 21 is 53. Cool.
Hell yeah.
All right then.
And now it's his turn. He goes, naughty kitties. And he holds out his hand. And a cage springs into existence around all of you because you're all bunched up.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
And he goes, that's better.
Does that include me since I charged him?
No, not you.
Or Major.
Not Mr. Tibble's not Major, but everybody else in a group is now trapped in the cage.
Good.
What does that mean?
It is a magical cage made from 1/2 inch diameter bars spaced a 1/2 inch apart. You cannot leave the cage by non-magical means, and it cannot be dispelled by dispel magic.
Mm-hmm.
So question, just to clarify. Non-magical means.
Mm-hmm.
My hammer is magical. Does that still count, or?
Yeah, you could, like, whack the hell out of this cage if you wanted.
Okay, just for reference.
He just says, now wouldn't that be a little bit better? And you hear the screaming of the dogs and cats on his back get louder.
Cool.
And Eartha, you are up, my dear.
And I can't do anything but make a save, correct?
Yep.
All right, what's the save?
Well, you can attack from the cage. Because with scared, you have disadvantage on ability checks and attack rolls while the source of fear is in sight. But because of the totem, it just makes it a straight roll. You just can't move closer to the source of your fear, but you can't do that anyway because you're in a cage.
So, do I have to do a save to get out of the scared state, or can I just act?
You may do both.
Okay, so the save doesn't count as the action.
Nope.
That's not gonna do it. That's a 12.
You were still
No.
scared.
So she does have. I'll figure out the cloak later. She's going to wavery voice and everything because this is horrifying to behold. And she's just gonna concentrate and she's gonna say, Moonbeam, punish this bad man. His goal here is so bad. And she's going to cast Moonbeam. And you see all this out of the blue in this hallway, this beam of silvery light shine right down on this horrifying figure. And then it seems to flicker with ghostly flames. He has to make a Constitution saving throw.
That is a 22.
Yeah, but he's still going to take half of
Sweet.
2d10 damage.
Heck yeah.
Okay, so that's 10. So that's 11 in half points of damage.
Is that radiant damage?
Yep.
Okay.
Ooh.
You know, as she just
So
keeps,
11 points of radiant damage?
it's halved for him because he made a
Okay.
save, but yeah. And it's just this flickery silver flame. As she focuses her attention, a hand shaking ever so slightly. And you see, it's almost like a flicker.
Mhm.
She has that she has her cloak of displacement. So all of a sudden there are two Earthas
Yes.
that appear. And
Nice.
she's just
Yes.
and that's her.
Awesome. And lastly, never leastly, Grimly, you are up.
It's me. Okay. So I have to make a save because it's afraid, right?
Yep.
It's a wisdom again.
Yep.
Cool beans. And I have disadvantage or no, just straight roll because of the totem.
It's just a straight roll because of the
Straight roll,
totem.
okay. Oh, 16.
You are still scared.
Fancy. Oh,
Was there a
Does
plus?
that include the +2 that I gave you with barbed heckle?
oh no. So that'd be 18.
You are not scared.
Yeah.
Well, still scared, but not mechanically.
Yes.
All right.
But still stuck in a cage.
Oh, not for long. We're not.
Despite all your rage.
Grimly is going to start hyperventilating and then just very quickly just, okay. What did Bagel say? Bagel say deep breaths. And I'm going to rage.
Yes.
And I'm going to pull my mace off my back and I'm just going to go to town on this cage.
Yeah, do it. Give me an attack roll for the cage, please.
Okay. And I am raging, so I have advantage. Much better. 20.
Yeah, that hits.
All right. I deal 24 damage.
Holy shit. Yeah.
When I'm
Which part of
raging,
the
I
cage
just
were you
roll
hitting
max.
at?
The front of wherever we are, because what crits? If we get a triumph, that's just full damage, right, for the dice.
Yeah.
Okay, so 24 damage. Just the front of the cage, just going to town on it because it's a big two-handed mace. Just
Okay.
and it is magic if that matters. So
I would say you have started to dent the front of the cage and the door is starting to like wedge open. It might be big enough for Mr. Tibbles without armor to get in, but it is still too small for the rest of you to get out.
okay, well,
But you have definitely changed the shape of the cage that you were in.
Oh, good. Okay. Well, in that case, yeah, that's my turn. Gonna keep at it.
Awesome. Baguette, you are up.
I have a question.
Yes.
Can I take a bonus action before or after my action, or does
Yeah,
it have
sure.
to be after?
No,
Okay.
whatever.
So while the
Like the
spiritual
chillest
weapon.
guide.
Well, that's why I just wanted to make sure. I just
Yeah,
want to
sure.
make sure. Okay. So with the spiritual weapon, I am going to, as a bonus action, try to make an attack against him with my big holy symbol. I want to smack him around if I can.
And it's up to you, Jess. I do not think the spiritual weapon has advantage because of totem. It's
Okay.
designated creatures, but
Let me just read this spell right quick.
yeah, I really don't, because I know in like normal D&D, it doesn't really affect, but I don't know how Pugmire works.
Right.
Yeah. I don't think it does. These are magic items. Totem. Characters. Each target gains advantage on attack rolls. I mean, it says it applies to characters.
Yeah, and they are
Okay.
controlling the... Fuck it.
You're controlling the weapons, so like, why not?
Why not? Well, in that case, it's a 19 to hit.
Yes, that hits.
All right. So that means
This totem is very helpful because Boogeyman has a very high AC.
Oh, good.
that's very good. Let's see. That is 7 points of force damage.
All right.
But as soon as that's done, I'm going to essentially drop that because I have another concentration spell that I want to call up.
Okay.
And she's really pissed off because he called them all bad dogs and cats. And she's like, no. And so she's
I mean, he didn't actually.
He implied it.
The implication was there.
It
He
was
just called
there.
you all
And so-
homeless dogs and cats.
yeah, no, he implied
It's not
that
much
we were-
better.
he implied something. And so she's holding her holy symbol and she is saying, defend your home. And she is conjuring up wolf pack.
Ooh.
Ooh.
And so what you see then is she's calling upon the canines who have fallen before us, summoning non-corporeal wolves and dogs of all kinds
Heck
to rush
yeah.
around me and up to 4 other characters within range. Anyone who attempts to enter the affected area or starts their turn there. So this is the goal, right? It's going to be a Constitution saving throw, and some of us have advantage on those, so that's good. So we'll be
Everyone
fine.
has advantage on
Yep.
those.
Yeah.
Except
and
the
if you
boogeyman.
fail,
Except him, yes.
well, except the boogeyman. So if he doesn't make the saving throw, he's going to take 2d6 force damage and be knocked down. And my spell save is 17 right now.
Okay.
Heck yeah.
So let's see. Even if he makes it, he still takes half damage. So
literally only one of us would have to make that save for an area. So you and up to 4.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
Okay, so he has to make the save right now?
yeah,
Okay.
because I'm conjuring up these wolves and dogs to protect us.
Con
So-
save?
It's a con save.
So that is 19.
He made it, but he still takes half.
Okay. What kind of damage?
Force damage.
Okay.
So let me roll this. So that's 7 points of force damage, and I'm just keeping that up. So
Sweet.
if he comes, and goes, he's still gonna be subject to it.
Sweet.
Heck yeah.
Use those spirits of our ancestors against him.
That's a cool spell.
I
Oh,
love
it's
it.
very cool.
Question for you, only because I do have the spell as well. You know that spiritual weapon is not concentration, right?
But you have to maintain it, I think, every next round. You don't? I thought it was in Pugmire.
Not.
Oh, it's not. Okay.
not a
Okay. Then yeah, it stays
Stop.
up.
You're like, fuck it, I got them both.
Fuck it. I'll do it both. Yeah. No,
I know that spell
I
very well.
no, I it's been a couple of weeks since I've done it, so I misread it. So thank you. So
Very
yeah,
good.
he'll be smacked around if Baguette has anything to say about it.
And Vincent, you are up.
I like to think that Baguette and Vincent are almost like two sides of the same coin. Not really, but
Yeah.
Oh yeah. It's kind of like, oh no. Oh no, you're not messing with my friends here. You're not calling us bad dogs.
Right. Okay. Then let me check that spell because spellcasting in Pugmire is so slightly different.
It is.
Yeah.
I guess like I know spells.
You get so many friggin' spells in Pugmire.
You get a lot of spells.
Okay, I'm there. I need to make another. Okay, great. Then I will look at the boogeyman, and my voice is almost going to like contort as I speak to them.
Okay.
And I'm speaking it's not really nothing special. I'm just speaking in the oracle voice that I normally take on that no one's actually heard. And it's, you do not belong here. Please make your exit now. And at the same time, Major's just going to take its paw. I'm like, it doesn't have fingers. It's going to take its little paw and just touch it towards the boogeyman's face. And I'm going to cast through Major inflict wounds.
Ooh, I thought you were casting
Okay.
command.
I should have, but I guess I'm scared about it saved. I've been thinking about it. But that is. Oh shit! That is. Okay, try it again. Okay, that's better. That's much better. That is. What is this? This is a spell attack. So that is. Shit. What do I use for my spell? What's my spell attack modifier? Do I? Shit.
It depends.
Should be proficiency bonus plus whatever spell it is, whatever stat it is. So wisdom.
Yeah,
Okay,
I'll look
okay.
up for Oracle.
Or no,
Yeah.
charisma because you're.
Yeah, okay. I use charisma shit. Yeah.
Okay,
So charisma
I was
is
like,
modified,
I don't
proficiency.
know what Oracle
I need
is.
to write that down, honestly. So that's that's great. Yeah, that's +8. Yeah, that's a 27.
Oh, sweet. Yeah, that hits, bud.
Heck
really
yeah.
quickly, I guess doing a thing. Putting it in my notes. Great. Okay, so that is 2d10 necrotic damage. And that's going to be 2 points of necrotic damage.
Yeah.
2 points.
Yeah.
Do you want to
Hitting
take a
those
fortune?
idiots.
No, I won't.
Okay.
And then after Major like punches and notices nothing's happened, he just punches him again. With my bonus action. That is a 26 to hit.
Yes, that hits.
For 9 points of psychic damage.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that wasn't fair.
For the record, it says Oracle's major skills are charisma and wisdom.
Yeah. Thank you. Yes, that's action and bonus action. That's what I do as I stay there. And Major's just mad, so Major's just not talking. But you know, those evil, those really nice dolls that are like, and they get really quickly. That Major's in that form right now.
Mr. Tibbles, you're up. All
Hey,
your new friends are in a cage, except for a giant teddy bear flying around.
Break us out, Tibbles. Go crazy.
Mr. Tibbles is putting on a very brave face because he is scared outside of the fear.
Good.
I love you.
I'm just gonna take a swing with that warhammer. Keep trying. Still with advantage?
Yeah. As long as Vincent's keeping that up.
Yes, I mean that I haven't gotten hit, so that is
Yep.
great.
I have a feeling that probably not gonna hit. That's 15.
Yeah, your warhammer just kind of goes through his body, and he doesn't seem to notice.
It gets a little too heavy, and I just kind of like go up on it, and I have to like climb down and.
Oh, baby.
Yeah.
Jean-Pierre, you are up.
So you said that the holes between the cage are half an inch?
Yes.
Okay. And then there's like
half inch diameter bars spaced half an inch apart.
Okay. And so Grimly's also busted through parts of it. And
Oh yeah,
everything
we're
like
going
Mhm.
crazy.
that. Yeah. Okay. So Jean-Pierre looks at one of his crossbow bolts real quick, realizes they're about a half inch in diameter, and puts it through one of the holes and takes a shot. I actually, when it wasn't my turn, I did look up the actual diameter of medieval crossbow bolts, and they are half an inch.
Perfect.
That is a 24 to hit.
That hits.
No. Oh, I still have advantage, so it's still nasty. It's not max damage.
I love how I have advantage, and yet I still roll like Snowball.
Some things never change.
Yeah.
17 damage.
Damn. I'm like, oh, I have to get my calculator out. You with these big numbers.
Hey, when people give me advantage, I'm just gonna start dealing as much damage as I can.
I literally
Okay.
said that in our chat. I'm like, that's good synergy. Good to know.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Anything else?
No, that's all I can do.
That was a very good turn.
Thanks. I did a thing.
And at this, he looks at Mr. Tibbles and goes, Kitty, why don't you go with your friends?
He has to make a save.
Oh, yeah, he does. Again on Moonbeam.
Yes.
That is a 19.
And
Passes,
Wolfpack?
but he still takes. Huh?
Sorry, and the wolf pack, I think.
Oh yeah, the wolf pack. Actually forgot about that for a second.
Is that also a save? That is a save, right? Lynn, you're muted, hon.
If he hasn't moved, he's still subject to the wolf pack, so he
Yep.
has to make a save.
That's a
con
nat
save.
1.
Oh, good. I like hearing that. That's 2d6 of force damage.
Heck yeah.
Yeah. Plus my
So, Eartha and Baguette,
yes.
together, how do you want to do this?
Oh.
So
Let's see.
Eartha is just going to continue. Oh, dog, catch her, you kitty. Somebody else can do something here. Snatch her. What you are doing will stop you this day. You see those flickering silver flames, just like someone turned up the heat on a stove, just get brighter and brighter as the moon shines down. There's no moonlight inside, but there is like a spotlight on this dog catcher as Eartha is just focusing with trembling paws.
And as that's happening, Baguette is just full of like clergy fury because her friends have been endangered unnecessarily, and she's quoting one of the tenets of the Code of Man very firmly. She's angrily saying, "Bite only those who endanger you," and just summoning forth the full fury of the canine ancestors.
And Mr. Tibbles is wielding his warhammer, just yelling,
Moonlight.
"Feel me!"
And between the spotlight and the wolves, he turns into mist and vanishes. And just like that, the cage around you becomes like mist as well. And after a moment, the coldness in here dissipates. And you no longer hear screaming. You're in a silent hallway in a tacky hotel.
Is the bag of cats and dogs gone, turned to mist with him?
You see, actually, in the bag, most of it has gone, but there are 2 cats and 2 dogs. that look
Oh,
pretty ill and haggard.
Oh,
That kind of just fall. Because the cage was on his back.
Vincent is immediately going to step forward a little bit and kind of get down on one knee. And I don't know what you want me to do for it, but he's just making sure that any trace of man is gone.
Any trace of man?
Any trace of the boogeyman and anything that will hint that this ancient being isn't actually gone. He's just making sure that it actually is.
so like when the cage first dissipates, Grimley's hammer just woof, almost hits someone. He's like, oh.
Yeah, give me a notice or a survive check, Vincent. Or sense arcana, whichever you would like to do.
And, I will do a notice or no arcana.
Yeah.
But that's wait.
Or like
that...
smell magic if you have any of those.
I don't got spell magic. I should. I don't know. I don't know what it is. I'm just gonna do a notice because
Okay.
That is a 13.
Seems to be gone. You can't smell or hear anything like death or decay anymore. Nothing ancient remains. You just hear kind of whimpering from the 4 creatures that are in the middle of the floor.
Is that it? Is it over?
Baguette's rushing to check on those 4 to see how badly hurt they are.
Okay.
If this was all the unseen is, I don't know why you are so worried. This was
That's
very
not the
easy.
unseen.
Yeah, this isn't the unseen.
That was something else.
Oh, well, if this is similar in any way, I do not understand why it is so dangerous. I could have encountered cats that are more spooky than that thing.
Be careful what you ask for.
Be careful what you speak of.
I'm not asking for anything. Why are people always putting words in my mouth? I do not understand. I am still hungry. I'm going back downstairs. Goodbye.
I think you all should just be careful.
Thank you very much for your words of wisdom, little one. Have a nice night. And
Who are you calling Whittle?
My name is Jean-Pierre, and I'm calling you Monsieur Thibault's little. And Jean-Pierre turns away and walks downstairs.
Vincent's going to go over to the bodies, the hurt ones, and look over at Baguette. And you are a shepherd. I can do some, but you probably can do more. Can you stabilize these folks?
I'm going to try.
And at the same time, my totem is still up. So they're going to get max healing regardless.
Okay.
Fantastic.
So I can do prayer of healing, which works on up to 6 characters. So
cool.
Are any of the rest of you down at all? I lost track.
I'm perfectly fine.
No, he just put everybody in a cage.
Okay, I thought so. So yeah, she's just gonna do prayer of healing on the 4 of them. So that means they get 2d8 plus my modifier.
16
Oh, and I rolled
plus.
really nicely on that. So they get 16 points of healing. Oh no, it's the max you said. So
That's the max.
yeah, so 2d8 plus 3.
So they are all back. And you see a young, fluffy kitten. Not kitten, but like an adolescent can't stand up. Just a Bumble's Fun Court at your service.
It's a pleasure.
Thank you. I've gotten to know some of the others here. This is Scratch of the Shadow House. The older one here, and he points to an older looking sheepdog with fur all over his eyes. He says, "That's old Sheppy." And then at this point, large pointer dog just knocks him out of the way and goes, "Blazer Pointer!" Thank you for that. We've been taken for, at least a week. I was a week. I think old Sheppy here was about 2.
What happened while you were gone? Information like this is vital.
Well, we came in and out of places, and it was always screaming. We figured we was about to be ghosts too.
Well, I'm glad you're okay.
We haven't eaten, but sometimes time changed. We went to Pugmire, and where? Well, I know. Are we?
You're in water.
Are we at the Salty Bird?
Not
Yes.
I mean, we'll explain.
So we haven't left Water Dog Port yet. That's good, but I felt like we popped in the Monarchies or something. That's where we got Bumbles here. We've been kind of in and out and about and everywhere.
Did the one from the past say anything?
Just
The one
to,
who took you.
just to be a good boy and get in his back. I was so scared. I went with him.
All right.
How often do you see an old one? I'll be honest. I thought they'd be nicer, but we must have really done them dirty.
No,
It didn't seem very nice.
no, you're fine. You're fine.
You said there were cats as well.
Yeah, there's 2 cats.
Mr. Tibbles is going to go up to the 2 cats, make sure they're okay, and ask, are either of you from House Koat?
Yes, Bumbles von Korat. That's me.
I am as well. Make sure you tell them Mr. Tibbles saved you.
And the young cat kind of goes, all right. I will.
Thank you very much.
House what?
House Koat.
House
Do I
Von
know-
Korat.
Have I ever heard of that?
Give me no culture roll.
Yeah, sure.
I mean,
Mm,
I assume so because you've like traded, but I
Yeah,
don't know
for-
how extensively.
You're a
Yeah.
dog about town.
well, I got like a 7. So
You don't know it extensively, but I would say just as a merchant, you vaguely know that there are.
So, like, I've heard the
different
name, I just don't know
houses
about
in the
it.
monarchies, yeah. But
okay,
you don't know anything about it.
right.
Right. Well, friends, I'm glad you're all right. I am Shepherd Baguette.
And the other shepherd was, oh, shepherd, eh? It's nice to meet a fellow shepherd. They call me Old Shep.
Old Shep.
Not a shepherd.
an honor.
I'm a sailor.
Well, we are going to be doing some sailing, so I have a great appreciation for for dogs with that skill. So we should get you something to eat. You said you're quite hungry. Maybe we can talk more.
That would be wonderful. Haven't eaten since I've been took, and these younger folk, he kind of gestures at Blazer, says, they won't shut up when they're not howling and screaming.
Yeah, Beckett still has some plastic on her, so she'll take anybody who wants and get them something to eat, I think, and try to talk to them more, because that was really mind-blowing for her. Like, that's not how she thinks of the old ones at all. So that's really strange. So yeah.
Yeah, and Vincent, it's not much of a talker already. People know this, but he's a lot more silent than usual. He's really pondering what just happened and why, most importantly.
I'm gonna look between actually Vincent and Baguette and just be like, so is there a reason it took them, or was it just picking up people randomly?
You would be surprised at the way man acts. It's not to make you disbelieve anything, because that's never what I would want to do. But man isn't about being good or bad. It's about being. And sometimes what they are isn't what we think.
I suppose it's like with us. Some folks are inclined to be good. Some folks aren't. Some people are just trying to survive in the world. Why would we expect the old ones to all be one thing? This is maybe just, I don't know. But I still choose to think that what most of them want for us is not what that one wanted.
Didn't it say it wanted us to be good dogs?
Yeah, but the way that from what I understand, there are many ways to be a good dog. That one had a very specific idea, and it involved just putting us in cages and bags, and that's not what is reflective in the writings as a whole.
I have to admit, Baguette, you are one of the few who can at least attempt to understand the truth of man. It's a reason why I am not a shepherd.
I wish I had more access to the old texts, the old ways. So
I have to admit, sometimes written word isn't the truth.
I know.
If you would like, at some point, maybe when we have some time, I'm sure Claudia would like to speak to you.
And you see Baguette's tail do a little thing. That would be an honor.
But be warned, she's a young human man.
Human.
Human.
She's a young man.
She's
Young
young
man.
for what we think of as man.
Eartha, what's going on with you?
Eartha, not wanting to crowd the people who just got rescued and so on, is going to drift back since everyone's kind of huddled together. And she has leaned her back against the wall and slid down into a seated position as she takes deep breaths. There's a flicker as her cape is deactivated, and there's only one Eartha again. But she just looks thoughtful, knees drawn up to her chest, paws resting on her knees, and she's just taking deep breaths.
Jean-Pierre, did you go downstairs?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Definitely went and probably swiped a drink from some unsuspecting customer, and sitting back at the booth we were at and just stewing.
After a few minutes, the hostess comes over to you and she says, "Hey, so can folks go back upstairs?"
Oh, forgive me, I forgot to say something to you. I was too intent on getting back and having a wonderful drink, but it is all safe upstairs.
Wait, was it unsafe? I thought y'all were just having like a...
Oh, no.
an evening.
Have you heard of the boogeyman?
We don't talk about that word here.
Oh, well, it was upstairs and we killed it.
Oh, I know you're just funning now.
And he leans in close. I am not a cat to have fun in that way.
And at that, her ears just fall and her tail sinks low. She goes,
But you no longer have to worry about that because it is dead. There will be some 4 more guests up that will come from upstairs and purchase food that can attest to this. They were victims of this boogeyman, and now they are free thanks to me and my compatriots.
Wait, you mean you found old Sheppy and Scratch?
I did not sit around to ask their names. But you are welcome to go check upstairs.
Hell no, I ain't going upstairs. I'm staying down here as a hostess.
Well, wonderful. You can go back to the front gate and watch them come down the stairs.
She kind of gives you a wary eye and says, "You enjoy your drink now, Mr. Kitty."
I will, very much so.
I'll tell folks upstairs back open.
Be my guest.
I love her.
Mr. Tibbles, how are you dealing with all of this?
Mr. Tibbles is trying to put on a very brave face. Has offered the 2 of House Karat to use his room if they need some rest.
Aww. It's one from House Korat, one from the Shadow Block.
Yeah,
Shadow Block? Yeah. He offers it to both. But he, other than that, he's actually gonna go up to Eartha Kitty. And are you okay? Seeing you in a seated position.
I think in a situation like this, my darling hero, okay is relative.
What was the name of that gentleman who went downstairs?
Jean-Pierre.
I pull out a book, write his name down, close it, put it away.
You should know something about Jean-Pierre.
I know all I need to know.
All right, well, far be it from me to school a adventurer and warrior of your stature. I am...
Thank you for calling me a warrior.
What else would we call you?
Messenger.
Cannot a warrior also be a messenger? After all, one of the most final messages that exists is death.
If I'm not being too forward, what house are you?
Siberian.
Korwat. I'm assuming Eartha Kitty would know Karat is very warriors, strong, brute force and everything.
Yep.
You can imagine someone of my stature does not get taken seriously.
And I can also imagine that you've spent your life proving those who doubt it wrong.
The best I can. But the only things I'm put on is messenger duty.
I shall see what I can do. I'm also a minister. I'll see what I can do to write a letter of glowing praise. After all, someone of your obvious talent should be doing more than delivering messages.
I appreciate it, but I'd rather they know of my own will.
Oh, very well. If you want to keep it hush-hush, we can keep it hush-hush. They'll never see it coming. You've spent your life proving. I would have to tell you that the cat who went downstairs has also spent his life proving that was wrong. He's also spent a large percentage of his life not really caring how rude he comes across or not. But you know, that's a monarchy thing of certain areas.
I will keep that in mind. Thank you for your time. I
You're
turn,
more welcome.
go into my room, and I start gathering my stuff so the other cats can use it.
So Bumbles will go with you. Scratch politely declines. He actually has been living in Waterdogport for a bit. So he is excited to get back to his family.
Wonderful.
Is pleased to know you.
Spread the word of Mr. Tibbles.
Clearly. All right, friends, you've got some time to kill before tomorrow. Eartha, you were going to go investigate somewhere tonight, weren't you?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Eartha's going to finally pick herself up, dust herself off, and say, Baguette, Grimly, whatever they need, what accommodations and so on, know that the only thing that should come out of their pocket is lint at this point. We'll take care of everything that they may possibly need. It's the least I can do after being completely and utterly useless. Will you please excuse me? I did have a prior engagement, and I must wrest Jean Pierre away from the scintillating conversation I'm sure he is having with an erstwhile waiter or his cup.
I think before Eartha can leave, Baguette is going to just come up to her and very discreetly just, you're never useless. You were amazing. And you just get a big hug from Baguette.
She returns it, and she's going to spend some time getting her little room fluff up a little bit, and then head back down the stairs as if she was not just rocked to her core.
Okay.
The show must go on. And she's going to go look for Jean Pierre, because Jean Pierre was originally going to accompany her to this thingy bopper.
The Nautical History Museum.
Mm-hmm.
Is anyone else interested in going to the Nautical History Museum?
I feel like Grimly needs a little bit of a sit down after that experience, so
That's fair.
I think Baguette will, sit with Grimly and anyone else who needs to unpack everything that happened and just sort of help that process because she needs it too.
Vincent will go over to Baguette.
Vincent goes with Baguette?
No, Vincent goes over to Baguette really quickly.
Okay.
And says, I'm not saying I don't trust everyone. That's not my words, but you seem to have a hold on at least what the past was in some way, shape, or form. I do not want anyone of my team out of my sight. Therefore, I will accompany them. If you can please make sure this place is consecrated. Anything, just
I'll do what I can.
Can't have a slip like that happen again.
I'll do what I can. You have my word. Thank you for keeping an eye on everyone out there. I'm glad to know you.
And I you. And he will kind of turn on his heel, hands behind his back, and walk down the steps. The totem disappears. Major comes and floats next to him.
Let's go and replenish ourselves, shall we?
That sounds like a good idea to me.
All right. So she's, even though her mind's been a little blown by everything, she's just going to do her best to make everybody feel better, tend to them, make sure there's food. Let's have some food. Let's have a little bit to drink.
So, you get seated about 3 rooms away from the hostess. The music's quieter here. And, an otter comes to wait on you. Says, oh my gosh, late diners. Thank you so much for coming in. Are you here for the late evening special? Just like bites and treats and snacks?
Yeah, sure. That sounds good.
Oh, you were here for that kitty who can sing. I saw you with her earlier. You were being taken care of by Feathers. She's such a dear. She's a little bit grumpy. But I heard you were getting drinks in the house. I don't know if I can still do that. My manager's not really here. I can't ask. And she starts kind of like wringing her paws together. She goes, but did you want like a menu or something? Or do you just remember what it is that you wanted?
Bring me more of the fish and I will be happy. That's enough for me right now.
Okay, so we have like the fried fish, and then we have like the fried fish with sauce, and then we have the tilapia, and then we have like gator bites, which kind of taste like fish, and then we have braised shark, but it's not available on our late night bite menu. But since you're friends with the kitty who sang, I can try and make an exception.
I'll have
and
all
scallops.
of it. I just put my head down on the table.
You know what? That all sounds wonderful. Why don't you just surprise us with what you think is the best?
She kind of like stares off into space. Goes, okay.
Or you know what?
Specials coming
Chef
up.
specials. That works. Beckett's too tired to think too much about caring. Do I have fried fish with sauce or not? She doesn't. She just wants food.
Mr. Tibbles, did you stay in your room or are you joining them for this fish disaster?
I will eventually leave the room. Feel free and confirm verbally or on the chat if I am correct. The only names I caught were JP, Eartha, and Vincent, I think.
Baguette
From that entire encounter, Baguette introduced herself? Okay.
Yeah.
I never heard Grimley's name.
It's all right. I'm a mystery.
Perfect. That is perfect. Because I wanted to make sure I wasn't doing an Alan error and not an in-game error. So I eventually come down and I have like all my stuff on me. I see you guys and I just I approach and I go up to Baguette since I caught your name. Excuse me, Baguette, was it?
Yes, Mr. Tibbles.
Do you know anyone by the name of Gwimli?
Yes.
Head still on the table, paw raised.
And I kind of point.
Oh. I have a package for you.
A what?
I have a package. I'm messenger. You can see he slumps as he says messenger.
I thought you were some kind of like knight or warrior or something like that.
Well, I'm guessing it's a very important package, and that's why it needs to be protected by somebody capable.
Oh, that's why they sent a knight to carry it. Yeah, that makes sense.
Came from a friend of mine. Very honorable. Snowball?
Snowball!
No, I think you must have the wrong Snowball.
See what's in the package.
I hand you the package.
I take the package, but knowing it's from Snowball is just a little suspect, so.
He said, don't worry, he wouldn't do that to you.
He would say that, though. Yeah, I'm just going to open the package.
What you see inside is a very short, scrawled letter saying, hey, sorry, I left again. If you could fix this and return this whenever you can. and you see it is Snowball's cloak, but it is torn to shreds.
The Cloak of Flying?
The Cloak of Flying. It
the Cloak
is
of Feathers. So
Cloak of Feathers.
It's
It is-
been like a day, dude.
Like I said, in the letter, it shows more writing on it, and it says he was attacked by bird mail carriers,
Oh.
and after he was no longer able to fly, they left him alone. But he doesn't know anything about fixing clothes or anything, and he figured you'd be the right person to send it to.
So, just to clarify, Grimly is flattered, but it's just like you lasted like 7 hours by yourself and were knocked out of the sky.
I mean,
Like-
it's Snowball.
Oh.
It's just like, wow, all right. I feel like we should check up on him. I don't think he can be left alone. And that's coming from me. Well, thank you.
Not a problem.
If you want some food, we got a lot coming.
Yeah, please. Join
I
us.
would greatly appreciate that.
Please.
So Eartha and Jean-Pierre. Vincent, you were eating with the team, right? No.
Oh, Vincent's coming with us.
Vincent's with you. Okay, so sorry. Eartha, Vincent, and Jean-Pierre. You make your way to the Nautical History Museum. Eartha knows where it is, and Jean-Pierre, you were in the Sunset Barrio earlier. So
Yes.
you probably saw it. When you get here, you see that it's only like half built. And the structure seems to be there, but there's still like construction going on it. And there's a big like closed sign. Some of the windows have boards over them. And pinned to the front door is a note that says, Miss E. Kitty.
I believe this is for you, Ursa.
I would say something super sarcastic about your powers of observation, but I honestly do not have the wherewithal right now. She's gonna look at the note. Is it a note?
It is a note.
Yeah.
There is beautiful calligraphy handwriting that just says, "So sorry I'm not able to escort you through on my own, but the key is under the mat. I hope that's not too obvious of a place. Please mind the water. We've been having some trouble with the exhibitions. And perhaps you can figure out what's been going on in some of the back rooms. Guards keep disappearing. But I know you can handle yourself. I'm sure you'll be fine. Love from home, Smokey."
Is Smokey also House Siberian?
Smokey is technically Fun Water Dog, but he is a pirate cat who has long abandoned any semblance of house.
Oh, Smokey. That's... okay, so it basically says there's a key under the Jean-Pierre.
I already
you-
found it.
Of course you did. He really made this a little bit too easy.
There was a bump under the mat.
Yes. I think it's the living in Pugmire thing that makes people a little bit less concerned.
I was walking down the street earlier this day, and people just leave the front doors of their houses open, unlocked.
Oh.
It
She's
was
looked
very
at them.
strange.
She
I
looked at
opened.
Vincent. I would ask you for your input into this strange behavior, but I have a feeling that you're an outlier when it comes to what other people normally do.
And I've assumed that you can also care. You can also tell that I don't really care about what people do.
Yes, that's very apparent.
I
Okay,
do
well,
not
he's
agree with that. You clearly do. You just have very precise opinions.
There's a difference between not caring and being able to ascertain information and leaving yourself out of the equation. I'd noticed, I just don't care.
Very well. Shall we go inside on our own personal tour of a museum?
that's half finished. Okay. And she's gonna. He said, it said mind the water and some note about figuring out what's happening to people disappearing in the back rooms. I think we'll probably be able to do half of that, considering the evening that we just had.
All right.
Wait. Go ahead.
Well, who wants to go in first?
Vincent
I
just
will.
steps in.
Yeah.
Oh,
Jean-Pierre-
I'm like, if he's actually asking, Vincent just.
yeah. Jean-Pierre unlocks the door and opens it for Vincent.
So it's pretty dark in here, but you see a wooden floored area that's set up to look like the hull of a ship. And on the wall there is a oh my god, I almost said a ship wheel. There's a ship wheel. And on the other wall are a whole bunch of antique compasses. And ahead of you, there are rooms branching off, and a light flickers in the far back.
Well, shall I light the torch? Or should we try and find the lights?
How dark is it?
The cats can see in the dark, but it's as dark as a closed museum that doesn't really have lights on. It's pretty dark.
Would you like me to lead the way for you, Vincent?
Hold on 1 second, I need to look at the thing. Sorry. I was making sure that. Well, no, I'm good. Because I should be able to see through Major, I think.
And could the three of you give me a notice check, please?
Oh, wait. 18.
Okay.
And what is that?
Wisdom.
Is 14?
Okay.
I'm going to yeah, I can't do anything, but Major sees fine. So Major's gets to relay anything to me. And that is, you said notice check.
Yep.
That is a dirty 20.
A what?
A dirty 20.
I thought you said a 31, and I was like, what?
I mean, you know.
I
So-
notice everything.
You hear some shuffling on the ground, and Jean-Pierre, you hear a faint, high-pitched humming. Almost like something magical.
There is something going on here that is not I bet not supposed to be happening.
Eartha just draws up the cloak of her hood again, this beautiful velvet purple and black cloak, and then it shimmers, and then there's two. Eartha's, and she's like, of course, why would anything just be, what is that word they call it, smooth sailing? Yes, why couldn't anything be smooth sailing this evening? Yes, let's go.
But we're not on the ocean.
I whistle that
don't
same very creepy set of notes.
Mm-hmm.
And Claudia appears right next to Eartha, but she
Okay.
stayed. She is currently the Watcher. What that means is creatures affected by this aura has an advantage on notice checks, and we all gain the benefits of low light vision. They don't need it, but I do.
Oh, nice.
Pierre, what directions? What do your
In the back, closer to where the note said that people are disappearing from, I assume.
So we have an option here. Go towards the interesting, disturbing sound, or look for the information we were here to get in the first place, and then go back to Granny's fluff wings,
Ah.
scatter and sleep.
Well, weren't we supposed to meet a water wizard so that we could recruit them to part the ocean for us so that we could get to the island?
I was actually looking for a scroll that would allow someone us to actually be able to do that in the time being, so we didn't have to get yet another person that we're not familiar with on this mission to the SMC.
Well, then let us find this information. Who cares about someone being stolen in the back?
As
this is
talking,
very cat logic.
I mean, and as they're talking, the one dog in the room is just going to look in the back, and Major is going to fly and see what's back there. But he's going to do it stealthily, but he's just going to.
Okay. How closely is he looking?
He has dark vision.
Okay.
Dark vision, so he's fine. So he can see pretty clearly.
So before he gets very far, he starts to notice that as he gets further back, water starts to seep up on the floor, and there's barnacles on the wall.
Like what, water starting to like come up?
No, just the floor is wet, like it's coming from somewhere. And there's like slime in the corners and on the ceiling. And Major bumps into a haggard looking dog in a uniform holding a flickering lantern.
Hello?
Museum's closed.
Doesn't seem like it.
I'll escort you out.
No.
And like slaver just kind of pours down his jowls.
And he floats back.
The dog slowly shuffles along with him. Mm-hmm. And Eartha and Jean-Pierre, you eventually see this almost skeletal whippet in what looks like guard uniform, holding what you now see was the flickering light.
Ursa, can I ask your permission for something, my dear?
You want to kill it?
Oui.
Museum's closed.
See, he is clearly not
Is it alive or dead?
Maybe both?
Because if you kill it and it doesn't do anything.
Monsieur, are you a part of some strange water cult?
I work for Smokey.
Oh, wait, we have permission from Smokey as per this letter?
Earth is going to wave it. The actual Eartha, not the second Eartha. Just to wave it. Oh, yes, you're an employee. I know Smokey very well. He left me this key and this note and told me to go ahead and let myself in.
Do you show him the note?
Mm-hmm.
He looks at it and his eyes just kind of glaze over. And it's hard to tell if he's even reading.
You see,
And he just hands it back and goes, Night Watch Dog. Museums closed.
We see there's something not right with this fellow. Is this one of the unseen? I still do not know what they are.
I'm going to use command.
Okay.
Or this is going to say just in case this is part of some security thing that they put in place and whatever. And as she does it, she's going to hold up a one moment finger to the whip bit and just be like, stay.
It's a wisdom
and-
save, right?
Yeah, let me make sure.
I love it.
That's a 7, so.
Yeah, that's fail. So we can go and do whatever. He's just going to stay there. I just, you know, Jean-Pierre can get very complicated. You leave enough bodies, and then the wrong person starts, you know, sniffing around, and then you have to leave more bodies.
You haven't truly seen me work, or
Sorry,
nobody
what did I
finds
miss?
any bodies where I am.
Eartha commanded him to
No.
stay.
Yeah.
And he kind of just stands there holding the lantern, and his jaw just goes slack.
I think it worked.
Yeah, of course it did. Have you ever doubted my abilities? And she's going to pause it. But I mean, it's not like you would even know what I'm capable of, because I don't obviously show it very well when we're in combat. But let's go find some information.
Stop right there, please.
She's going to look to Jean-Pierre.
You know how many times that you have made me lose my mind from your singing without even casting a spell.
She's going to look down and she's going to say, you do not meet many people from House Siberian who have leaned into their minister gifts in the way that I have.
That is correct. So, what I'm trying to tell you is that a single instance of losing your footing does not mean you are bad at something. It is just one step in a journey. And from what I know, from now and when we were kittens, you have many powerful strides forward to counteract this one fault there.
Eartha's going to take a moment and she's going to say, I very much needed to hear that. All I could hear was my teachers in my head constantly talking to me about how Siberian does things and how you don't shy away from a fight. And remember that always talking about, always revere the past.
Oh, I knew one from Siberia that said that a lot. Do you ever know what was his name? Baron Offenas? He was in line to be head of the house after the prince, we?
And she's going to be, they're having this chit chat as they're walking deeper into
Yeah.
And with that, that was tonight's Paws and Claws. Thank you so much for joining us. We will be back next week. Don't go too far away, because in just an hour, Hunter the Vigil Uptown Shadows is doing an extra long episode. It's going to be 3 hours, not 2. And so that should be super cool. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Jess. I love being here. You can follow me on Twitter, and I write games and stuff. And that Book of Seasons Equinoxes thing I've been talking about forever finally came out. It's right behind me. Yay. You can go get it. And I love you so much. Alan, Mr. Tibbles, welcome back. Tell us who you are and where we can find you.
Hello, I am Alan. I'm Alan Engelson. You can find me on Twitter at wildwolf_8. I don't post much. I really just love playing games. I play test a lot of Jess's stuff and anything that Jess's friends need play tested.
Eartha Kitty, who are you? Where can we find you?
Hello, everybody. I am Honey, aka Honey and Dice. You can find me on Twitter at Honey and Dice. You can also find me on Instagram at Honey and Dice, but there's nothing there yet. I just didn't want anyone else to take the name. I'm the creator of the Embrace the Initiative workshop, where I help to create more confident and comfortable DMs and GMs in this hobby. I DM quite a bit. And I play on streams like this, or when over on Scraticus's channel when he needs someone for charity or Academy Day fill-ins. At the end of the day, I'm really just everybody's biggest cheerleader. I want to remind everyone: stop being nasty, and also remember to love your youth. And if you can't today, remember that I love you.
Baguette Corgi, who are you and where can we find you?
Hi, everybody. I am Lynn Meyer, and I write stuff and edit stuff and do all kinds of things with Jess and Honey and a lot of folks here. Follow me on Twitter, and I have a fun announcement coming up in maybe a couple of weeks. So wait for that.
Vincent, who are you and where can we find you?
Hello, Critical Bard here. Critical Bard across all social media channels. You can find me many places starting tomorrow. You can catch me on twitch.tv/The Mythic Grove. Nope, not the, just Mythic Grove, as we do our finale of Where Roots Remain. On Friday, you can catch me at 4 CST on Lady Tiefling's channel as we descend into Avernus. And right after that, you can catch me on Drop the Die Twitch channel as we play our All Rogue campaign. Other than that, I'm everywhere singing and dancing and having a good time. Remember to be a light in this very dark and chaotic world right now. Wash your fucking hands. Sorry. And yeah, that's me.
Jean-Pierre, who are you and where can we find you?
Hey, yeah, I'm Cameron Blair. I am a TTRPG writer and player. I create fun stuff that I'm inspired by. Speaking of that, my first solo adventure, Devil's Due, is out and available now on DM's Guild. It's very close to my heart. I hope you go there and get scared shitless out of the mansion that I created for you. Deal with some family trauma, because that's super fun. And coming out in the next few days, I have a super fun, very brutal barbarian path coming out for 5e. So pay attention. You can go to my Twitter, which my handle is right below my picture, and keep your eyes peeled and your hands fucking clean, and stay 6 fucking feet away from people, and stay inside, play some damn video games.
Or board games. Or
board
RPGs.
games, or whatever, or read a book. Just fucking stay away from people. God damn it.
And Grimly Greyhound, who are you? Where can we find you?
Oh man, you used up all of our F-bombs. I got to keep it kosher now. Hey, I'm Alan C. Johnson. You can find me at Twitter at Gnarler Jenkins. I do writing for DM's Guild, RPGs, all sorts of fun stuff. And I wrote some adventures for Jesse the Seasons book just came out, so check that out. And otherwise, you have a fantastic quarantine day.
We love you so much. We will see you next week. Have a great night. Mwah. Bye, friends.
Farewell.
Bye.